Hey everybody, I'm Waddles and welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the Bedrock 1.11 update. This update released on Tuesday this week, and it is the final part of the Village and Pillage update. That means all Bedrock 1.12 things and so on are not Village and Pillage, which to me, I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. Everything's been all Village and Pillage since like October last year. But anyways, we do have quite a bit of things to take a look at here, so I will be leaving some timestamps down in the description. And if you'd like to stay up to date with what's happening in the Minecraft community as soon as it is happening, hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on. I'd like to say I'm pretty good about keeping you guys up to date. So first, a general overview of what we have here. In case you have been avoiding all Village and Pillage spoilers until now, the villagers have been completely changed. We also have some brand new village variants for the Plains biome, the Savanna biome, the Desert biome, and the Taiga biome. These structures are absolutely amazing. All of these wonderful new blocks are now in the game. 2 of the big 3 Biome Chooser Minecon fan vote features are in the game. Raids are here now, Wandering Traders, and yeah, basically all of this stuff. I will split things up in between experimental and non-experimental features. I think the most fitting place to start would be with the villagers, so I think we ought to head over to a brand new village to check out what's happening with these guys. Now, before we start talking about the villagers really quick, I'd like to make 2 things clear. Well, 1, I forgot about the Snowy Tundra biome. This is a brand new village. And 2, there actually aren't any experimental features. It was a joke. Basically, everything that you'll be seeing in this video should be ready to go, no experimental toggle needed. So first, the villagers. Honestly, there have been quite a bit of changes with these guys, and we won't be going over all of them in the video just to save some time. Basically, villagers have been completely overhauled. Villagers will now need a workstation to work and a bed to sleep in. Workstations are those new Village and Pillage blocks like the composter, the smithing table, and so on. Villager trading has also been completely overhauled. There is this wonderful new UI that you can see in here as well. Villagers now have levels, and those levels will go up as the player trades with the villager. Villagers will need access to their workstations to refill their locked trades. Villagers can now only refill their trades twice a day. After trading with a villager a bit, the villager will level up and unlock some new trades. On the Bedrock Edition, you get a preview of what the next level trades will be. The highest level villager is known as a master level villager. Villagers, of course, have brand new outfits. These outfits are based upon which biome they live in, and any villagers near a bell, when that bell is rung, will try to run inside. The bell basically signals that something bad is about to happen, and they should go indoors. Villager pathfinding has been improved as well, so that's another good thing. Moving on from the villagers ever so slightly, there are 2 brand new effects in Minecraft 1.11. These effects are known as the Bad Omen effect and the Hero of the Village effect. Both of these effects are tied to raids. Players can obtain the Bad Omen effect by killing a pillager captain. Pillager captains are the pillagers with the banners on their heads. If you see them, you'll know what they are. If the player decides to enter a village with the Bad Omen effect, a raid will begin. Raids are basically a defend the village minigame. Depending on your difficulty, there will be a different amount of raid waves. If you're on easy difficulty, your raid will have 3 waves, on normal 5 waves, and on hard 7 waves. But be careful with the raids. There seems to be a big bug in Bedrock 1.11 that has to do with, not being able to hit these guys, which is really bad. Raids can have pillagers, vindicators, ravagers, and evokers. If the player is able to defeat a raid with at least 1 villager still being alive, that player will receive the Hero of the Village effect. Unfortunately, I cannot show that off, seeing as, I kind of can't even hit these guys. Even when I switch into survival, they're just kind of invincible, which is dangerous. Basically, it will grant great discounts to players with the effect when trading with villagers. Villagers will also throw free items to players with the effect, and those items are related to their profession. Now, just like villagers, raids have a lot to them, and I could definitely make a whole video about those, but that's a brief summary of the raid mechanic. Outposts will now be spawning in your world as well. Outposts can spawn in any biome that villages can spawn in. Pillagers will spawn at outposts. There is a loot chest on the top floor of the outpost with some randomized loot inside of it. But wait, there is one more kind of villager that is new in this version of Minecraft. Say hello to the Wandering Trader. The Wandering Trader does have a spawn egg if you're trying to spawn this thing in. Wandering Traders will always have 2 llamas unless something bad happened to one of them. They will be on leads. Wandering Traders can spawn in your world after about 20 minutes or so and will hang around for a while before despawning. That means you have to interact with these guys quickly if you want to. When we open up the Wandering Trader, we can see, of course, that brand new trade UI and all of the Wandering Trader trades. The Wandering Trader will not have any more trades than you can see before you even trade with the guy. So what this trader is offering is what you can buy. As soon as a trade is locked, it is locked forever. These trades will not refill. These llamas are meant to be defense llamas, but they behave a little bit less aggressively than the Java Edition ones, and they won't just instantly aggro to zombies for some reason. At nighttime, Wandering Traders will drink a potion of invisibility and disappear. Also, check out the sandals. They're pretty sweet. Sandals. Oh, that's the Wandering Trader. Now, moving on to these villager profession blocks and the bell. Villager professions have changed, like we talked about, and the jobs of these villagers are tied to blocks. All of these blocks are some of those blocks that the jobs are tied to. But with that being said, let's start with the cartography table. The cartography table is tied to the cartographer profession, the map guy. This is the crafting recipe for the cartography table, and of course, again, it has to do with maps. So let's say we have this map right here, we look at it, and that's cool. Now, if we go into this table here, we can see, of course, the cartography table UI. You can name your map right up here, so you don't need an anvil for that. That's pretty easy. Or you can go ahead and expand your map by adding in a piece of paper down here. This makes map expansion way, way, way more cheap. You can also duplicate a map by adding in another map in this other slot. And finally, you can lock a map by throwing a glass pane in the bottom slot. If one were to lock the map and then go on a crazy explosion rampage and blow everything up here, and then that same exploder looked at the map would still be the same. A locked map will never update, so if you lock it, you better be sure you like it. Moving on to the grindstone. The grindstone is tied to the weaponsmith villager profession. This is the crafting recipe for a grindstone. You can, of course, use any plank variants. Now, the grindstone is kind of useful if you like to repair your wooden shovels or other tools quite a bit. Players can no longer repair tools in their crafting table. You'll need to craft a grindstone to, of course, do this repairing. The grindstone is also used for disenchanting things, but be careful. When you disenchant something, the enchantment is gone forever. The enchantment doesn't go to a book or anything like that. You are basically given XP and the enchantment is gone. If you place an item with multiple enchantments in the grindstone, all of those enchantments will be removed. The barrel is really cool. This block is tied to the fisherman villager profession. This is how you craft the barrel on Bedrock Edition. As a Java player, I am very jealous. This is so much cheaper, even if the barrel is already pretty cheap to make. The barrel can be used for storage, basically. The cool thing about the barrel is the fact that you can place blocks on top of it, and you can still open up the barrel. The barrel can be placed in multiple different rotations, as you can kind of see here. The barrel is pretty much a spruce textured block. This right here is one of the 2 furnace upgrades that the Village and Pillage update brings. This is the smoker. The smoker is crafted with a furnace and 4 logs. The smoker is used to cook up food a little faster. So anything that is edible, from kelp to beef and potatoes, basically anything that you can cook, it'll cook faster here. 1 coal still cooks 8 items in the smoker, just faster. This right here is the blast furnace. The blast furnace is tied to the armorer villager profession. The blast furnace is the other furnace upgrade. It's crafted like this, a lot more expensive than the smoker, and the blast furnace will smelt up ores a little bit faster. This is a really useful thing if you are like tight on iron, maybe just running a few blocks short and you need some more ASAP. Just like the smoker, the blast furnace will still cook 8 ores per 1 coal. This block right here is the composter. The composter is tied to the farmer or villager profession. The composter is crafted like this over on the Bedrock edition, a little cheaper than Java, and the composter can be used to turn plant-based items into bone meal. However, this does take more than one item. The amounts are semi-randomized. Eventually, your composter will fill up and look like this, and then you can interact with the composter for one single bone meal. Oh yeah. It's kinda lame, but very useful if you have a large excess of seeds. This is the stone cutter, the real stone cutter now. This block is tied to the mason profession. The stone cutter is crafted with 3 stone and 1 iron ingot. The stone cutter is used for crafting block variants of pretty much anything except for wood. Wood does not work inside of the stone cutter. The stone cutter makes stairs way cheaper because a single block can be changed into one single staircase here. This is absolutely amazing and just a really nice thing. If you are a builder, the stone cutter is a must-have block, especially when you're doing anything with stairs, because crafting stairs the old way just wouldn't make sense. With that being said, you can still craft stairs in the crafting table though, but you don't get that 1-to-1 block ratio in the crafting table, so I really recommend the stone cutter. Right here is the smithing table. The smithing table does absolutely nothing right now, but it does have a crafting recipe. This is the recipe. The smithing table is tied to the blacksmith profession. And last but not least is the fletching table. The fletching table is tied to the Fletcher villager profession. It is crafted just like this, but does absolutely nothing right now. From the looks of this block, it looks like this thing will have something to do with arrows or bows in the future. The bell isn't a workstation block, but it is a village-related block. There is no crafting recipe for the bell, so if you want one, you will have to find a village and take it from there. The Bedrock edition has this really unique bell functionality of it being able to be rung with redstone and with items that are actually thrown at the bell. But you do have to hit the bell with the item, which is where I was struggling. But yep, the bell will kind of ring and throw the item back a little ways, which is really cool and, again, a unique functionality of this version. Any villagers near a rung bell will try to find the indoors. They will run around and try to go to their house. The next 2 features were chosen by us. This content was part of the 2018 Minecon Biome Chooser fan vote. First, we'll talk about the campfire. This is a campfire right here. It has a unique smoke particle effect, and it just kind of looks cool. The campfire is crafted like this and can be used to cook items up. To cook things with a campfire, just look at the campfire and place the items. Only edible items can be cooked here, so no smelting iron or anything like that at the campfire. This process does take a little while, but on the bright side, you won't need any fuel to cook things with the campfire. Eventually, your items will be done cooking and they'll just jump off of the campfire, so don't go too far from the thing or your items will despawn. The campfire smoke can actually be extended by placing a hay bale underneath the campfire. So if we kind of take a look at the smoke, it should start going much higher, just like it is now, which could be used to signal to your friends where your base is, or so you can remember where your base is. And finally, campfires can be lit with a flint and steel and put out with water. The other Biome Chooser fan vote is the sweet berry bush. This is what the bush looks like. These bushes can be found growing in the taiga biome. Players can, of course, harvest the bush and eat the sweet berries. Sweet berries will refill one hunger. Sweet berry bushes will also damage entities that are moving around inside of the bush. So long as you stand still in this bush, though, you will take no damage. As soon as you start walking, you're going to have a problem. Foxes are missing, so yeah, hopefully soon. But, yep, that's about it for the Biome Chooser features. Now let's take a look at some of the other Village and Pillage features that have changed in the 1.11 update. A few more textures have been updated. Look at this amazing dyed glass texture. It's just so nice. I love what Jappa did with this thing. It's much easier to look through. The lectern has had its redstone functionality added. This block was added in the 1.10 update, but it now does this. So there we go. We turned the page and the lamp is on now. It was not on when we were on the first page. The redstone signal is related to the book's page that the lectern is holding. Scaffolding can now be placed up to 6 blocks away from a central support beam before falling. Bamboo jungle biomes will now be spawning in your world. This is not an experimental feature anymore, so head out and look for a jungle, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find a bamboo jungle. You'll know that you found a bamboo jungle when you see all of the bamboo that is there. It's seriously a lot. Cat spawning has been updated. Cats will now respawn inside of villages. There should be 1 cat for every 4 beds, capped at 10 cats. And one of the final things that we'll be talking about is the Mesa biome. Mesa Plateau biomes will now generate similar to how they generate on the Java edition. So that's about it, but I've seen quite a bit of questions about that fancy crawling and crouching mechanic. Is it on the Bedrock edition? Well, here is your answer. Unfortunately not. There is no crawling over here, and players cannot fit into a 1.5 block space. So, is it coming? I don't know. I kind of hope so things are all consistently the same, but it's just not here quite yet. So, I guess we'll have to wait for that. But that's about it for the 1.11 update. Did I miss anything big? If I did, call me out on it down below. If you liked the video, do me a favor and drop a like. If you're one of the people who hasn't subscribed yet, you should definitely change that. I would appreciate it. My name is Waddles. Thank you very much for watching. Keep your eyes out for that 1.14 Let's Play starting soon. I will see you next time. Go have a good day. Goodbye, everybody.